It took me 30 plus years to realize what I'll tell you in 7 minutes. Welcome to Health Living UK, your go-to place for pain relief tips, healthy food ideas, and overall well-being. What if I told you that everything you've been chasing, success, happiness, the perfect life, has been a distraction? It took me over 30 years to figure this out, but in the next few minutes, I'm going to save you decades of regret. Listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you will change the way you see everything. Let me know if you'd like any tweaks. It took me over 30 years to realize what I'm at to tell you in just 7 minutes. 3 decades of trial and error, of wins and losses, of getting things wrong before finally seeing things clearly. I wish someone had told me this sooner, but maybe I wouldn't have listened. Maybe I had to go through all of it just to understand. But you don't have to. You can take these lessons now, skip the wasted years, and start living differently, better, smarter, and with more purpose. At first, life felt like a series of checkboxes. School, job, relationships, success. We think we have time to figure it all out, but time doesn't wait. It moves whether we're ready or not. And if you're not careful, you'll wake up one day realizing you spent years chasing things that never mattered. It took me so long to understand that most people live on autopilot. They follow routines they never question, believe ideas they never challenge, and hold on to fears that were never really theirs. And that's the first thing I wish I knew earlier: question everything. The way things are done isn't always the way they should be done. You don't have to follow the crowd just because it's the crowd. If something feels wrong, it probably is. If something doesn't make sense, dig deeper. Another painful truth I learned: no one is coming to save you. As much as we want someone to show up and fix everything, the reality is it's on you. The moment you truly accept that is the moment you take control of your life. You have to be your own hero. Stop waiting for the perfect moment, the right person, or the ideal situation. They may never come, but you are already here, and that's enough. The power to change, to grow, to succeed, it's in your hands. And the sooner you accept that responsibility, the sooner your life will start moving in the direction you want. One of the biggest mistakes I made was thinking that time was unlimited. It isn't. Every single day, you're trading your time for something: money, entertainment, distractions, relationships. Are you making good trades? Because here's the truth: you don't get time back. You don't get a refund on wasted years. And if you're not careful, you'll trade away the most valuable thing you have for things that don't matter. I used to spend hours scrolling, consuming meaningless content, chasing temporary highs. Then I looked around and realized I was standing still, while time was moving. The years passed, and I had nothing to show for them. Don't let that happen to you. Audit your time. Ask yourself, is this worth it? Is this helping me? Or is it stealing from me? And speaking of time, let me tell you what truly matters. Relationships. The people in your life. We spend so much time chasing money, status, or success that we forget that none of it means anything without the right people around us. I've met people who have everything: the cars, the houses, the prestige, but they have no one to share it with. And they are miserable. On the other hand, I've met people with almost nothing, but their hearts are full because they are surrounded by people who love them. If you have great relationships, you are rich in a way that money can never buy. Make time for the people who matter. Tell them you love them. Show up, because one day they won't be there. And when that day comes, you don't want to live with the regret of thinking you had more time. Another lesson? You are not your past. We all make mistakes. We all have regrets. But carrying them like a weight on your back will only slow you down. I spent years punishing myself for things I couldn't change. It held me back. It made me afraid to move forward because I thought I wasn't worthy. But here's the truth: your past only defines you if you let it. You can choose to let go. You can decide right now that you are not your mistakes. that you are more than what happened to you, that you can start again. And when you finally understand that, life becomes lighter. You stop holding on to the things that were never meant to stay. And here's something no one tells you when you're young. Happiness is not something you find. It's something you create. I used to think that once I got the right job, or the right partner, or the right amount of money, I'd be happy. But happiness isn't a destination, it's a habit. If you can't be happy now, you won't be happy later. Because happiness isn't about what you have, it's about how you see things. The happiest people aren't the ones with perfect lives. They're the ones who find joy in the small moments, who focus on what they have instead of what they lack. Gratitude changes everything. Stop waiting for some future moment to be happy. Be happy now. Find joy now. Because if you don't, you'll spend your whole life chasing something that was always within reach. I also learned that fear is a liar. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you can't, that you shouldn't, that you're not good enough. And if you listen, it will keep you stuck forever. I let fear control me for years. I stayed in jobs I hated, relationships that drained me, situations that weren't right because I was afraid. Afraid to change, afraid to fail, afraid of the unknown. But looking back, I see that fear was never real. It was just a story I told myself. And the moment I stopped listening to it, everything changed. Fear will always be there, but you don't have to let it drive. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Because on the other side of fear, that's where life begins. And finally, the biggest lesson of all, you already have everything you need. You don't need more time. You don't need more money. You don't need permission. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Whatever it is you want to do, start now. Stop waiting for everything to be right. It never will be. But you are here, right now, and that is enough. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you can start living the life you were meant to live. It took me 30+ years to learn all of this. But now, in just a few minutes, you have the knowledge I wish I had sooner. The question is, what will you do with it? Thanks for watching Health Living UK. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more health and wellness tips.